I was the highest ranking woman of color in IT at a Fortune 50 company. On Monday, I was a hero. But by Friday, with a new boss, I was a zero. Same person, same results, but what changed was who was deciding my worth. Hi, I'm Daphne Jones. I'm a former Fortune 500 Senior Vice President and Chief Information Officer. I'm an author and a public company board member. I have led large global teams and have experienced a lot as both an employer and as an employee. So here's what happened. I came in hot, ready to lead an IT organization and to drive digital transformation. I was asked by my boss and the CEO at the time to help define the digital DNA for the entire company. It was a job that I took on while still doing my new full-time role. We had teams in Beijing and India and Latin America and Europe and the US. But if you don't know my background, here it is real quickly in a nutshell. A high school counselor once told me that it was going to be impossible, yes, impossible, to get into college, and that if I did happen to get in, I wouldn't graduate, and if I did happen to graduate, that no one would hire me. So I listened to him and I became a secretary, like he said, but I realized it was not my genius or superpower, so I quit and I went to college and got my bachelor's degree and my MBA in a total of 4 years. Since then, I have spent an entire career being told that I really wasn't quite right. I'm too global, I'm not global enough, I'm too tough, I'm too nice. But then at one point it went left on me. The boss who hired me and challenged me and coached me was moved out. But the boss who inherited me was a different story. She cut my budget and my team with no discussion. She denied me the senior vice president office, which would have been a similar size as hers. My level was owed. She micromanaged me, condescended me, and on and on. It was the first time in my career that I so vividly was shown that I was not going to be allowed to win with her. Can you imagine how that felt? But the power she did not see was that I was actually near retirement age, which meant that I could walk out the door in the middle of the project if I chose to. I had power, I had respect, and my reputation had already manifested itself. I was asked to meet with the Office of Diversity and the head of HR, and I showed them my business case about the challenges that highly ranked women of color receive at the company. But it was abundantly clear that the two of us would not be able to work together. So I made my moves. I went to an actual SVP large office on a different floor, and since my team was located in multiple directions, it didn't really cause too much of a stir that I wasn't right next to them. I was then asked to work directly for the CEO of the $18 billion division, who later became the CEO of the entire enterprise, on terms that I negotiated myself: my schedule, my location, my long-term and short-term compensation. I didn't get to win by having her choose me. I won by putting myself in a position where I still got to choose. The lesson for all of you watching this is this: never let one person, no matter how powerful they are, become the sole judge of your value. When leadership changes, your title may stay the same, even while the power dynamics change overnight. Your job in that moment is not to spend your energy convincing someone to like you. Your job is to make your value obvious and visible, your relationships broad, your results undeniable, and your options open. Build your reputation before you need it, the way you fix the roof before it rains. What do I suggest you do if you find yourself in this or other tough situation with your career in the balance? Listen to these thoughts very carefully. Number one, you got to diagnose before you react. Not every hard interaction means the new boss is against you. Watch the pattern. Is it just a different style maybe, or changing expectations, or are you genuinely being managed out? Understand the game before you decide how to play it. Number two, look to reconstruct the relationship. Old boss is gone. Sit down with the new one. What are her priorities? What does success look like to her? How will she evaluate you? Then make your results impossible to be ignored. Number three, your values should be measurable and visible. It is about outcomes and not activity. What revenue did you help increase? Did you reduce costs? Did you mitigate risk? Your values should survive in a change of leadership. Have a lot of stakeholders, not just one sponsor. Your boss controls your job, but your network controls your career. And document everything that's going on. Decisions, changes, commitments made. Facts will give you power when you need it. Know what cards and leverage you hold. Do you know customer relationships, institutional knowledge? Do you have financial independence, or can you just walk away? Sometimes the smaller title holds a stronger hand. I knew what cards that I held. And create your options before you need them. What's your market value? What's your financial runway? Desperation disappears when you have negotiation with someplace else to go. Decide what winning actually means. Do boards need an AI expert to help govern AI? There are boards that think that the answer to AI is to recruit one AI expert. But if you think about it, adding a single technologist does not solve an enterprise governance challenge. We don't expect every director to become an accountant to oversee financial reporting, right? And we don't expect every director to become a cybersecurity engineer to oversee cyber risks, right? So we shouldn't really expect one data scientist to govern AI for the whole board. AI might be built in the technology function, but its consequences really don't stay there. They touch strategy, customers, competitive issues, reputation, regulatory, etc. You cannot govern a horizontal problem with a vertical fix. And every director needs to know enough to ask the deeper and more insightful questions. I'm Daphne Jones, and I welcome you to the Boardroom Brief. I help break down some key governance topics in just a few minutes to make us all better directors. You can find more about this and more on my YouTube channel, The Winner's Circle Perspectives.